We got a chance to create, uh, you know, my first amateur professional work, I guess you could say. It was presented at the dance montage in 2007, and yeah, got a chance to invite 14 amazing individuals. When I was 21 years old, and was able to create something unique and present something in a professional setting. And one of my goals during that time was was to find a way how to bring things that I learned from the past and things that I learned today at that time, and create something unique. So yeah, I just want to honor and acknowledge everyone who's been part of that journey. I want to start off with a few things here. The first thing is, I want to acknowledge Christ in my life. I honestly could not have done this without him. I probably would not be living this artist life, and couldn't have done it without his strength of faith and his power of will, and understanding that without him, I could not have completed anything in my journey. So again, I think that's very, very important as you get older. And even up to this day, I still acknowledge him, and God will always be part of my life, and I really, really appreciate him. The other thing I want to acknowledge is my family. My mom, my dad, my three sisters, Janice, Joanna, and Jillian. I think that having family there with you is a very, very important factor in your life, and they've supported me from the beginning. Since I started this whole dancing thing, and yeah, I'm just again, I'm very, very grateful to have them in my life. I honestly could not have completed a lot of my things and projects, and my mom taking care of me and my dad taking care of me, like both financially, and just being able to provide a home for me, food on the table, and yeah, it's just very important, to be reminded that you need to have a good foundation in order to get somewhere. So yeah, fam, mom, dad, I know you're all the way in the Philippines. I just thought I'd let you know. I acknowledge the most important part about family, and especially you visiting us here recently. Like, thank you for coming all the way from the Philippines. And then also my sister Jillian, who's living in the UK. Even though she's there, and she still very strongly supported me and dance, and same with Joanna. She helped out bringing out people whenever there was shows that I was part of, and she loved volunteering. I want to take this time to acknowledge the things that you guys have done for me this past 10 years. The other thing I want to, oops, didn't mean for that to happen. The other thing I want to mention is my older sister Janice. I call her Ate, Te, and Te, thank you so much for being a really, really good role model, in our lives, especially in my life, and thank you for continuing to believe in me, and continue to believe in what I love doing, and yeah, I wish you well. Say hi to Bernie and Renzo and Rena, and again, those three things. Two things. Yeah, believe what you believe in. So that's the first thing is for me is for Christ, and the second thing is my family. The third thing I want to acknowledge right now is my friends, my best friends, who've been there since day one, when I got into this whole dancing thing. It wasn't always easy, it was, our friendship was really tested during these times. And I feel like, during these times, when you're younger, you don't really know how to deal with situations and things. But I believe as a support, I think that Carlos, if you're listening to this, I just want you to know that, you've been there for me for the longest time. Even when I spent more time in dancing and less time with friends, you stood there for me and reminded me that, no matter what happens and no matter what journey we go through, we'll always be homies. And, Adrian, Adrian Bowden, I know you're watching right now. And I just want you to know as well that, when we first started in high school, you played a huge role in not only setting an example in our team, but setting an example as a friend. And, and those are things that are hard to find, so thank you for being there when you could, and for being here, still being my best friend, even up to this day, and it's just crazy to think about it. The other friend I want to mention is Danny, Danny Trong. Danny, I know you're not watching, you're not really on Facebook right now, it's not really your thing, but I want to thank you for, making an effort as a friend and for continuing to acknowledge that, it didn't matter what activities we were doing. It was just really about hanging out and spending time together and supporting each other, and I believe that that's very, very important. So thank you for continuing to do that today, and thank you for continuing to be who you are as a friend, and I hope I continue to stay, maintain our amazing friendship, and again, just want to acknowledge this for you as well. So yeah, those are three main things. I'm going to continue on. There's a long list to go here. The other thing I want to mention is, sorry, I'm just going to make sure this is clear. Oh. Okay, sorry about that. The other thing I wanted to mention, so also in high school, is again, this right here, very, very monumental person in my life. Vanessa Padillo, I know you're probably doing stuff right now, you're really busy. I saw you earlier today at the Impact training, Movement with a Message teacher training, and thank you for, again, just continuing to be awesome and continuing to be the person that you are. I honestly think that if I wasn't exposed to, learning how to perform, learning how to create, learning how to just socialize and dance with people, and if I wasn't pushed and encouraged in the right directions, I probably wouldn't have kept going after high school. So thank you for encouraging me and believing me in this place, to understand that when you stick to one thing, it does take a while, it does take a long time to get through, but I really pushed through it. So thank you, I really, really appreciate it. The other person I want to mention also from high school, Maggie Tran. I messaged you the other day, happy belated birthday. I just wanted to let you know. Thank you also for being part of my life, and encouraging me and believing in me and supporting me with this career. I remember when we first started, and I was very, very young, and I was definitely looking for a direction. So and you're one of those peeps that didn't give up on me and made sure that whatever was happening, it was whatever that was happening, yeah, you were always there, and you never gave up on me. So thank you as well. The transition between high school and university, that was probably one of the toughest choices I went through. It was very important to know that again, like after high school, we all look for directions and a place where we need to grow, not just in work, but deep within inside as well. I want to acknowledge Heather Smith Watkins. from the UFC, University of Calgary. Again, this is connected from Vanessa encouraging me to go check out the UFC dance program and then audition. And I thought that this was like a great way to try out something I've never done before. So Heather Smith Watkins, thank you for encouraging me to try the program, to check out Dance Montage, and to check out a whole nother world that I didn't know that it existed, but it was here the whole time in Calgary. The other thing I want to mention is also Anne Flynn. Anne Flynn, if you're listening, I just also want to say thank you for acknowledging the things that I was doing during that time. In 2007, when we first met, you asked me about like how I was able to bring all these individuals to be part of dance. And that was in 2007. That was like 2009, I believe, 2009. And it was just a blessing to hear certain individuals, what brought them to dance, what brought them to theater, and what brought them to being this safe and creative and performance setting, and to encourage another in in a level that we can excel and push each other and grow in other areas in our lives. And so Anne Flynn, thank you. And you, again, this is part of like that part of that journey that you encouraged me. So just want to throw that out there and share with you as well. There's a long list here, but I'll try to keep it as condensed as possible. With the dance program, the university, that was again another chapter in my life. I want to acknowledge the professors that really not only pushed me, but also put me in my place. I didn't come from a place where I was trained and that I was equipped with like training. I came from a place out of like courage, and I wanted to try something new. I wanted to try something different. I wanted to give myself an opportunity to see what are my capabilities and chances of doing something I've never done before, but definitely spoke in my language. Definitely like is my cup of tea. And oops, didn't mean to have that happen. Sorry. There we go. So when that happened, I I was really like scared, and I didn't know if that was the right thing for me to do. But I believe that like when you come into place and you gotta make shifts in life, you definitely gotta make some moves to grow, because otherwise it'll just stay stagnant. So the UFC dance program for me really challenged me in a way where I didn't really know if it was for me or not. But when I did it, I was like, okay, I gotta work hard for this. I gotta make sure that I can show these teachers and show my peers that I can achieve something in this program, and I can achieve something in 4 years, that I can complete something and make something out of myself within these 4 years. So to the professors that have taught us throughout the 4 years, Melissa Monteros, Wojciech Mokier, Michelle Moss, Melanie Coetzel, and then the rest that have come as guests or who come temporarily to teach us. Thank you for challenging me and helping me grow as the artist I am today. Again, aside from my professors, I also want to acknowledge Miku Tsuchiya. She was one of the first friends I met in the dance program when I really just first started out. And Miku, like you've grown so much. Like I wish you well. I'm not really sure where you're staying right now, but I definitely miss your presence. You've definitely challenged me as an artist, working with you, and also just reminding myself that when you come from a place with no training background, and you want to try something new. Thank you for believing in me. So, you know, wherever you are, I wish you well. And yeah, I hope I get to see you and talk to you at some point. It's been a long time. The other thing I want to mention, it's not here, but I have a poster of Kayleen Bennett. And Kayleen, you know, if you're watching this video, or I haven't seen you in a long time, but I want you to know that when I first got into the program, the poster that I saw for encouraging people to try the dance program undergrad, it was you. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, I want to find out who this amazing human being is. And when I first got to see you move and I got to take class with you, I couldn't believe like the amount of emotions I was going through, because one, you know, you were just someone that I really looked up to in the program, and two, like, I think as you know, as you learn, it's very, very important to have mentors. I say that, like, you know, in all areas in life, not just in dance. But yeah, you know, I'm really thankful that I got a chance to work with you. I really got a chance to you know, dance with you. And yeah, thank you for signing the poster. And so yeah, that's again, Kayleen Bennett, that's for you. I just wanted to say thank you. The other person I want to acknowledge as well, during the UFC dance program, you know, as one of my classmates, is Alan Chowdhury. I know you're working lots and you're busy, but from time to time we do get to hang out, and we do get to catch up, and I really appreciate your presence. You know, we were basically one of the only guys that really finished the program, and you know, during those days, man, you know, I was really challenged and fascinated by where you came from, and as a, you know, musician transitioning into as a dancer. And yeah, man, you know, I hope that wherever you are, you continue to do both or more things in life, and hope we continue to stay and maintain our friendship. And yeah, Alan, you know, I hope you're doing well. I'll message you sometime. I know we live in the same city, but just thought I'd let you know. Another person I'd like to mention during when I was in the program is Pamela Zen. So Pam, yeah, Pamers, yeah, you know, Pamela. I just want to, again, you know, you're a huge inspiration in my life during the UFC dance program. You know, it was, again, I couldn't believe the things that, you know, you were doing at the time while I was still a student. And you went out there and, you know, you did it, you know what I mean? You went there to really experience the artist life, you know, for as long as you could. And even till today, like, you know, you're still making amazing things in your life, not just as an artist, but as a human being as well. And Pam, you know, like, I've known you for a long time, and I really, really, really thank you for, you know, for being part of my life, you know, and you know, for inspiring me and for encouraging me and for pushing me in ways that, you know, that I was not ready or not comfortable, but you did it. So thank you. And, you know, again, this does not go go without knowing that, you know, you definitely made an impact in my life. So thank you. Also during the university, I want to thank Tara Wilson. Tara Wilson, if you're listening and you're watching, you know, I remember when I first took your class at DJD, it was at the dance marathon, and you know, I didn't hear so much about you, but I do remember how people really and truly respected who you are, and even till to this day, like, I'll never forget the things that you have done to, you know, for the hip hop community, and you know, for bringing people here. And this is before even Paul Studios, so I remember the things that you were part of, and what you used to do and run classes on like Wednesday nights or something like that. And you know, I was still like new to the scene and getting to know who the players and who are the peeps to talk to in the scene. So thank you for inviting me, and thank you for training me when I got a chance to, and being part of your work back in Something to Say and Together in a Separate World. And again, this goes without saying how important it is to be part of the process and acknowledging the peers and role models that have made a difference in my life. Secondly, I want to thank Saxon Fraser, Montreal Francais. Saxon Fraser, I know, I'm not sure if you're going through an injury right now, and I hope I'm sending you lots of love, and I hope you recover soon. And I just wanted to acknowledge, I remember when you first messaged me about being part of your project in 2008, and I just want to say I'm still very, very honored that you invited me to become part of that process. And I think that I've learned so much, not only in a performance perspective, but the hard work that was put in there from you. And looking back, working with such an amazing cast, Caroline Fraser, Oliver Reyes, Edgar Gabriel Reyes, Danny, sorry, I forgot his last name, but there was also Natasha. You were 5 months pregnant during that time. Sabrina, can't forget about Sabrina. And I just, it was such an amazing experience to work with you and being able to present work in that kind of frame, and lately the videos you've been sharing, they look very, very amazing. Your demo reel looks awesome. You've grown so much. I'm glad you've made yourself, you help yourself grown in a whole new place, a whole new area outside of Calgary. And I'll never forget that experience, like that, getting a chance to work with you. So I'm just sending you love, and hope you recover soon. And I look forward to your work, and hopefully get to see it live one day. So I also want to acknowledge Caroline Fraser. Caroline Fraser, I'm not sure if you're in town or from Toronto. I think, Toronto now, I'm pretty sure. Again, one of the most amazing individuals I ever met. So humble and so beautiful to watch, and so mesmerizing to work with. Like you definitely set an example in the hip-hop community here in Calgary, and you all, not just here but globally. And thank you for continuing to shine your light around the world of what you have done. Like, I'll always remember those videos that you battled internationally, and you transitioning into music, and you still teaching even until today. Like, man, Caroline, you've grown so much, and again, thank you for just continuing to be you, the amazing human being that you are. And I wish you well. I hope I get to see you sometime, maybe when you get to visit Toronto, or maybe when you visit here. I gotta get you to sign a poster from the Bust a Move Montreal when I visited back in 2014. It would be dope. I didn't get a chance to see you that year because I don't think you were in town. But hopefully I catch you one of these days, and I'll talk to you soon. Sending you lots of love, and I hope you're doing well. And just keep rocking it, just keep killing it, Caroline, because you're a beautiful, beautiful human being. I also want to acknowledge, on the teaching side perspective, BBOY REIN from Original Roots Crew, and Corinne Vesey, from Ember Dance Company. one of the first times that I actually learned to teach in a studio setting uh, was at Free House, and I want to thank those two big time for helping me and guiding me and putting me in my place as to uh, how to be in that level with the kids and with when you teach kids, because the exchange is very important. And when you teach class, you have to learn how to connect with your class from day one all the way to like the last day. So thank you for mentoring me, BBOY REIN and Corinne Vesey. I just want you to know that like those lessons still pretty much, very much still apply for me even until today. So again, just wanted to share that with you guys. Other thing I want to mention and acknowledge is the floor bookies. So Gomo, Paul, Stino, Lance, Alvin, Charles, Roy, RJ, like John say. Yeah, again, I want to thank you for building an environment for me where, where I could hang out with you guys and not feel like, I need to, keep up or like start breaking. You know what I mean? Like you guys were very, very friendly when we all first met and introduced yourselves to each other, and you guys really inspired me to work hard in my craft, and you guys really inspired me to try something different that I've never done before in breaking as well. So Floor Rookies, thank you for inviting me as part of your anniversary as well. I had a blast, even though I was so dead after that All Styles battle. It really, really meant a lot to be part of you guys' energy and you guys' anniversary and you guys' group mentality. And when we all first started, we were all super young, and I'm glad you guys stayed together, and I'm glad that you guys found a way to make this group together and still be part of a family. So thank you, Floor Wookies. The other group I want to mention and say thank you to is Battle Zone. So Battle Zone, and again, this is a huge, huge part. Battle Zone was created from a piece that I did in 2007, which is exactly literally 10 years ago. And when that happened, I just wanted to share with everyone that because of that show, everyone viewed us as a group. And because of that, that's how the group kind of transitioned and grew. Now, with Battlezone, everyone that has been part of that group, I just want to acknowledge everyone that what made that group unique was that we found a way to represent a whole set of values and family and friendship towards one another, and we had all these late nights rehearsals, and we had all these crazy times performing at many places, and we had times where we forgot stuff and had to drive back. But the most important thing is, aside from creating dance together, is that I got to spend time with you guys, and that's something I could never take away and that we can never get back. And Battlezone, since 2007, thank you for continuing to be an amazing individuals that you are in that group. I want to acknowledge the original members in that group all the way till the latest. So we got Paul, we got Adam, you've got Jared, you've got Ken, you've got Curtis, you've got RJ, you've got Travis, you've got Tony, you've got Steven, you've got Henry, you've got Gomo, and and then we've got Sandra, we've got Saniza, We've got Sarah Alonso, we've got Sarah Stripes, and we also had Natalie Westerbeek. And I believe we also had Stino. I might have mentioned that already. And yeah, again, a wonderful group of individuals. And thank you for being part of that experience. I wish you all well. And, thank you for just being part of, this journey, me doing this whole dancing thing and being part of that place. So I wish you well. Hope you guys are all growing, and again, thank you, Battle Zone. The other group of individuals I'd like to acknowledge is Connie Smith Jacob. This is when it was called MPAC. It is now called Movement with a Message. Connie and Oliver Reyes, thank you for creating a platform for artists here in Calgary. And the vision, what you guys carried was just something so unique and so powerful and so impactful that I'm really, really, truly grateful that you guys asked me to be part of the projects that have happened. So projects like Something to Say, the project Invisible, the project Decipher, the project Letters, and and this show that I got to watch, you guys, the attachment show, very, very beautifully done. And again, thank you for inviting me to be part of the process, the experience, and setting an example in our community. I also want to mention DAVIDA Monk from Dancer Studio S. You've done so much here in the contemporary dance community, and I know that as an artist I am today, I probably could not ask for one of the top mentors here for contemporary dance artists to be encouraged in how to prolong and extend and live a long sustaining artistic life coming from you. And you've done a lot, and I'm really thankful that we have you in Dancer Studio West. I'm really glad that Dancer Studio West is still here and is still creating art and is still representing in the contemporary dance community artistically. And which, by the way, there is a show this week, advertising, this weekend and also next weekend as part of Alberta Dance Festival. So if you're not doing anything, come check out art. It's at 8 p.m. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay? Support local art. I truly believe in that. And when you get a chance and when time allows you and you're not so busy, come check it out. I also want to acknowledge Joanne Baker from DJD and DJD themselves. I think that Joanne, when I first started teaching there for the first time at DJD at the previous building, I, one was thinking like this is a big deal, to work for this company. This company has been here for a long time. And it's been 5 years since I graduated, and still part of this amazing company, this amazing group. And I'm very, very fortunate to be working there and representing Calgary, representing Calgary in the most loving and professional way. And congratulations on the amazing building. I'm really happy that this whole experience, hopefully for everyone, has been very, very life-changing. And thank you for continuing to create a home for artists like myself to find ways how to share what we have done through our knowledge and training and experiences at a wonderful facility. and home for a lot of people. And I wish for DJD to continue to grow, and I hope that it will create a home for future generations, for artists like myself and for the younger generations. And thank you for having me be part of this experience, working at DJD and being part of DJD. The other thing I want to mention is Dancing Monkey Laboratories. So this goes out to Mike Juba and Melissa Tuplin. Now, when I got out of school at university, you have this mentality of just wanting to try something right away. You're a go-getter. You're ready to go out there and try the world. And I've never done personally. I've never done theater where you would respond and react and connect to lines, from a script. And it was a whole new experience for me, but I guess also really, really admired and was fascinated by the work of creating, and collaborating and fusing and adding different elements into another world. So, I hope that we continue to stay connected. I hope that I get a chance to work with you guys in the future. And I hope you guys continue to grow as a group and continue to set an example for collaborations and putting art in different spectrums in one setting. So I'm a huge fan of that, and I hope that it still happens till today. So the other thing I want to mention is also Danielle Wainsley. I haven't seen you and talked to you in a long time. I remember getting a chance to meet you and work with you in Artist in Residence, and getting to know you a little bit more when we were going to Impulse Dance. And I just wanted to thank you for being an amazing human being you are. You've done quite a lot in Calgary, and you really, thank you for sharing your experiences with me and setting an example to me about that. And I would love to come visit Vancouver one of these days and say hi to you personally, and see how you're doing. I know it's been a long time since we actually caught up, and but I hope you're doing well. I wish you well, and I know you're focusing on different side of things in the art world. But I'll always remember and look back the good times and working with you. And again, I wish you well, and we'll talk soon, hopefully, and just sending you love. Okay. The other person I want to acknowledge is Deanne Walsh. Deanne Walsh. So yeah, it's been a while as well, but every once in a while I get to see you in and out of the city. In and out of not the city, in and out of DJD, and out of transitional teaching, coming from the Dance Action Lab. But Deanne Walsh, I just want to say thank you for really also pushing me during the Artist in Residence experience. It was my first time doing something like that, and being chosen as one of the artists to present or to perform and work for you was truly an honor, and also set the bar for me, and realizing that when you're in a place and setting and working in that professional matter, it's always good to be reminded that not only that I got a chance to work for you and with you and with those amazing dancers that were part of that journey, but it would remind me to continue to work on as an artist, the little things that'll help me grow as a human being. So Deanne, thank you. I'll never forget that piece. If we ever do it again, that would be dope. Definitely, I would be down on board. I also want to thank, as part of this growth in J-SiK movements, You know, Suniza, it's been a long time since Bowel Zone to J-SiK movements, and you know, as a friend, like you've, you know, you've come a long way to moving here from Winnipeg, and you know, living the life here and transitioning life here, and being part of two types of groups that I transitioned through, from a very you know, hip hop, urban type of feel, type of family, to a very contemporary dance take of professional performance in theater. And I just want you to know that out of all the things that we went through dance, I'll always acknowledge the friendship you've given me, and you know, again, you're one of those friends that are super hard to find, and I wish you really well wherever you are, and yeah, you know, again, I just wanted to say thank you for being part of that journey, and yeah, hope you're having a wonderful time, and sending you love. The other person I want to acknowledge is Valentia Dimitriou. I know that you know, when teaching starts, like life gets crazy, and you know, you gotta adjust to a schedule. But you are, you know, one of the hardest working artists I got a chance to work with, you know, these past couple years, and I hope that your experience working with me has shaped you and challenged you and helped you grow as a human being, and not just in dance, but you know, I hope that that transcends in you in other aspects, in other areas in your life. So yeah, you know, I wish you a good teaching season this year. Merd, for your show next week at the Alberta Dance Festival, and you know, your shows with Sylvie Mukin and Matt Hall and Megan McCoskey. You know, we got these amazing artists that are representing Calgary and putting Calgary on the map. So definitely check those out. Check that out. And yeah, Valentia, you know, just keep pushing for it. Keep working hard. I know that the more you continue to put yourself in that mindset, the further you will go in life. And yeah, I wish you well. I'll see you one of these days. Efaristo, sorry I haven't got a chance to catch up with you, but we will. So just thought I'd let you know that. Another person I'd like to acknowledge is Chelsea Hoseway. Chelsea, you, man, I remember when we first met and I introduced you to the community here and where we practice and what we do, and my gosh, like, you've grown so much and you've done so much in your life, and it really is an honor to know you and have met you and to work with you. And this project that you approached me last year about Fall of the Leaf, and you know, with Purposely Soulful, like, I've learned so much from you, and thank you for being part of my life, and I hope that we stay connected. I hope I get a chance to work with you again in the future, and thank you for, again, just setting a really, really good example, not only to me as like when it came to like logistics and business, and or as an artist, but just continue to be an amazing human being you are. So yeah, like, you know, again, just wanted to share that and acknowledge that, and thank you. So I really appreciate you. Okay, so I have a long list, but don't worry, I won't take up all of you guys' time. That's I promised this video will be less than an hour, so I'll make sure it's less than an hour. Again, so these lists of things that I just shared, I just want to share it out there, coming from my heart. And you know, 10 years, I can't believe it. It's been quite a journey. I just want to list like those pieces slowly, and share with the world. 10 years of creating work here in Calgary. starting with the very first one. We've got we've got Battlezone 2K7, which was on 2007. We've got Stepping 2.0, which was in 2008. We've got Dancing to Be Free with Tony Tran. That was in 2008. In 2009, I got a chance to work with Battlezone, and we created this piece called Fueled by Fusion. And unfortunately, I don't have footage for that, but I do remember the video very, very well. And working with Natalie Westerbeek, as it was one of our last performances before she transitioned to Toronto, and now moved back here. And Natalie, just wanted to say hi. In 2010, I did a piece with Vanessa Padillo, my mentor from high school. We did 0310. 0310 means from 2003 and 2010. So that 2003 was the last time her and I worked together, and 2010 was the year that we worked together for the first time after a long time span. In 2012, I believe, there was a long list of pieces that I did. I started the BZ series, Training in Transition. I created a piece with Latifa Palatia Ahmed called Free Fair Zone, and created a piece called BZ series ABC Domination. And 2012, wow, what a year. The BZ series stands for Battle Zone, for Battle B and Z, and then ED stands for Exploration Dance. And that was me kind of transitioning from being part of a crew to creating something I've never done before. And you gotta start somewhere, and that was the year for me. So that was the year for me for wanting to create something outside after my university years. In 2013, I got a chance to create Suits of Armor, and in 2014 I did the Attitude Reflects Leadership piece and BZ series QRF Tension. In 2015, this is where it gets really busy. This is when J-SiK Movements was born in the beginning, and I wanted to continue to push the boundaries of presenting work in applying the aesthetics of hip hop movement, and setting it in a contemporary dance framework in a choreographic way. So J-SiK Movements started, and the first piece I did was called the Shoe and La Chaussure. So basically means shoe. And one of the best, greatest experiences working in that project. Thank you, Megan Mikulski, Chandler, and Sinisa Avilés for being part of that journey. And it really was and is the foundation of that process. The other thing I want to mention is, so after that piece was the piece I did for ADF with Valenta Dimitriou and Jennifer DeWolf. We did a piece called Monswurf, Monsetropfen. It means coin toss, coin drop. And, again, hands down, one of the amazing experiences working under the mentorship of DAVIDA Monk and Outside Eye, Shane Johnson. Thank you. And definitely will be presenting that work sometime in the future, and so keep an eye on that. The other piece that I was working on was Letters, the Letters show from Movement with a Message. It was my third time working with Vanessa, and it was called Strangers Again. And Vanessa, thank you. Always a pleasure and honor to work with you, and by far, that was one of our most strongest and most meaningful and impactful duets that you and I have ever done. So thank you. Another thing that happened that year was I did 2 collaborations with the Urban Culture Cabaret with Springwear Performance. I did a piece with Micah Stone called This Is Me, and another piece with Jeremy Park and Eris We did The Mark on My Hand. And again, both beautiful, amazing spoken word artists that we got a chance to work with in a short time. And hopefully I get to do something like that again in the future, and with a little bit more expansive and deep in the process a little bit. Definitely was worth engaging and worth doing. So thank you. And the last piece I did in 2015 was a piece called Le Journalier, and that piece right there is kind of like the start of me creating a street dance work now as a street dancer in a performance setting. So I'm always down and down to find ways how to present that work, that movement, that culture in the highest caliber as best as possible. And keep an eye out for that project as well. We'll be looking into that sometime in 2018. So Samantha Ketsa, okay, we'll talk about that. In 2016, I choreographed a piece called BZ Series Phase 4. So as you heard me earlier chat earlier, I did 3 parts of it already, and this was the fourth one. So out of these 4, my goal eventually is to put them together and create one whole piece as itself, and it'll be a project I'll be working in the future. And keep an eye for that as well under J-SiK Movements. And lastly but not least, in the year of 2017, with Purposely Soulful, Chelsea Josue and myself, we were able to create a beautiful project called Hostenblada, called Fall the Leaf. And this piece is a very crucial and very strong, vivid memory I've had living in Norway. And the transformation of living and experiencing my memories there, and finding ways how to create that into dance, into contemporary dance, was one of the most challenging and fascinating and also rewarding experiences I definitely got to learn from. So again, the dancers, I want to thank you, Laura Barcelo, Chantal Wall, Sylvie Mokin, Nicole Goodbrand, Lindsay Olerking, and Valenta Dimitriou. So again, thank you for being part of this journey. That's just wanted to share with you guys this message and this huge shout out. Thank you for everyone that has been part of this journey. Thank you for the 10 years that I've been here, Calgary, for supporting, finding ways how to always present work and be creative. And thank you for letting me find ways how to always represent Calgary, not only here in our home but also in other areas in the world as well. So again, just a huge shout out. Drink for you guys. And if you're watching ADF tonight, please enjoy and take care, guys. You guys have a good one.